Alright, welcome back. This is my Kerbal Space Program Beyond the Wormhole series. This is episode 5. So what we're doing is we're taking a rover with science equipment to the top of one of the volcanoes on a moon of a planet in the Kcalbeloh Planet Pack, which is a Planet Pack mod that you can put into Kerbal Space Program. It'll put a wormhole around either Jool or Sarnus if you have the Outer Planets mod installed. And so this moon that we're going to is called Dipuc, and it's got some pretty huge volcanoes that you can see from orbit. Really cool. So today I'm sending a mission over to those volcanoes, and I'm going to take a rover all the way to the top of one of the volcanoes, set up a bunch of science equipment, and return home. So yeah, that's kind of the mission brief, or like the mission parameters that I'm going for here. We're using like a very similar craft to the kind of transfer vehicle nuclear stage that I've had going on for the past few videos. So we're just getting ready to circularize our orbit here, and then we'll set up an intercept with Sarnus. I have Outer Planets mod installed, which I also highly recommend. I might even do some videos on that. It's just a little mod that adds some more gas giant systems past Jool. It's very stock-alike, has some really cool spots. I highly recommend it. But yeah, I just set up my Sarnus transfer window, which is a little bit past 90 degrees. I kind of just eyeball it usually. We're just getting ready to do our burn here. And we just staged into our interplanetary nuclear transfer stage. Looks like we've got like about 8,000 meters of meters per second of delta V. I think we even end up having a little bit extra. But I do end up using a gravity assist to circularize around Sarnus, but I'll show you in just a second. First, we have to speed up so that we can intercept Sarnus at its orbital height. Yeah, so that might take just a little bit of time. It's a pretty big burn, so I'll just let that play for a minute. So yeah, the moon that we're going for is actually orbiting a planet called Sarah, which is a rocky planet with an atmosphere and a ring system. That's pretty cool. I did another video on a space plane landing on this planet. In case you are interested, I'll make sure to link it in this video post. But yeah, pretty cool. I've been doing this series for just a little while now. This will be episode 5, and we visited like an eyeball planet called Seleuco with a breathable atmosphere that's in the same system. I guess I should clarify. The Kcalbeloh system is a mod that's, I think it's kind of like loosely inspired off of like the Interstellar movie system. Not really though. But it has a lot of content. Like, it's actually a system, 3 different stars that orbit a black hole at the very center. And in this series, I've just only really explored the star system that the wormhole connects to. But there's actually 2 other star systems, and then the black hole local system that we still have to explore. But the main caveat with this series that I'm doing is I'm trying to do it with all stock parts. Like, I think like sometimes like the near future or far future like tech tree mods can, they're just a little bit more confusing. So, and just to give myself a little bit of a challenge, I'm trying to do as much as I can in these missions as stock. So this mission is fully stock, and right now I'm just I'm doing a little bit of a radial adjustment as well as my inclination change to match Sarnus's inclination. And so yeah, Sarnus is like a Saturn analog that's included in the Outer Planets mod. It's pretty cool. It's a very similar system to the Jool system though in the stock game. So we'll be able to do a gravity assist around one of its larger moons to capture around it without having to use any fuel to do that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And so I'm just setting that up right now. The moon that we're going to be gravity assisting to capture is called Slate. It's like a more deserty version of Tylo almost. Pretty cool textures though. I have to say, like, these mods have some pretty good textures. Yeah. So there you can see in that red line, that's my resulting orbit for my gravity assist. Looks like we've got that all set up. And so the wormhole orbits Sarnus. It's that light gray orbit that's kind of high above the planet. So we're just gonna transfer over to the wormhole once we're captured. I'll just make a few maneuvers to line that up. But right now we're just on approach to Sarnus. There it is in the distance. And there's Slate. And that little icy planet that we saw orbiting more close to Sarnus is actually Elu. So in this mod, it kind of like replaces, it puts Elu in as one of Sarnus's moons, kind of like, I think, to like simulate Enceladus in real life, you know. A lot of these Kerbal space program planets or moons or whatever, they kind of have like a real world little brother. If that makes sense, or big brother, I don't know. So just doing the inclination adjustment to match the wormhole inclination. Now I'm just looking for a natural intercept. Looks like we could wait quite a while to get a natural one. I can't be bothered, so I think we're just gonna wait till we get a natural intercept.
Roger, go ahead. We're in the insert collector portion of the sequence operation sample 1, and flow 7 is reading 261 volts, and we're proceeding on. Roger that, we're going LOS now. We'll see you at Guam.
And so I should also just say, before we get too far into the mission, I guess we have like a little break here where I could talk. I'm doing something a little bit different with this video. I spliced in some of the Kerbal Space Program 2 music. My computer cannot run Kerbal Space Program 2, and yeah, I don't actually have it, but the music's really great actually. So I've spliced that in. I think it turned out good. And I also, there's a KSP mod called Chatterer that I've been kind of wanting to get, but I didn't install it for this particular record. But basically what it does is like adds like little ambient like beeps and radio chatter. I think it just kind of might make the whole experience a little bit more immersive for me to play these, because Kerbal Space Program is kind of a lonely game. Like, it's kind of like a lot of waiting, and then there's no like radio. The Kerbals are silent all the time, so but I kind of was thinking about that, so I might install that next time. But I just spliced in some audio from just like real world NASA radio chatter in the background. I think it turned out good. But here we're pulling up on the wormhole, and so all you got to do to enter the wormhole is pass through under 33 kilometers, and then you'll wind up on the other side, which is the Sunork system that orbits the black hole Kcalbeloh. And this is the system right here. And we've exited the wormhole into a little bit of an elliptical orbit around Sarah, which is in the distance there. And we're going for the moon. So I'm just setting up a inclination adjustment to match the moon that we're going for. The moon's called Dipuc. Yeah, you can see it in the distance there. And so yeah, it's pretty convenient. The wormhole orbits Sarah, so that's kind of like your starting point. On the other side of the wormhole is this little planetary system here. So now I'm just working on setting up my encounter. Looks like I'll have an encounter by next orbit after this maneuver. We've got our Dipuc flyby, and we're just going to circularize there when we get a little bit closer, so we can capture around it. We're going to do a little capture burn. Here we go, got that set up. So that's pretty cool. You can see the glowing volcanoes from the night side all the way in orbit, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Looks like we've circularized. There's a volcano right there. Pretty cool. Yeah, they're huge. Alright, so here's my little lander module. I encountered a little bit of a Kraken glitch, or like a physics glitch, just because I've attached like the docking port to like a weird like offset part or something like that. I figure it out later, but prepare to see some explosions in the meantime once I try to separate these two modules. Yep, there it goes. But I have some quick saves, so I just tried a few more times. Yeah, again, but the solution is to just kind of like auto strut it up before you detach, like as you detach it. Worked out okay.
Okay, hand is closed. We got good continuity and good filling check.
Failed attempt.
Ready to stall probe this time. Okay, you can proceed.
So now I'm just slowing down so that my module hits the ground at some point, and then I'm going to speed back up with the mothership to remain in orbit. We're doing like an Apollo style mission. And then here's our lander that we've set on a course to land by this volcano here.
We have the data and you're go for the align.
We're just gonna slow down and drop the rover off and land. I gotta go catch that rover though. It's running away from us. Oh.
That'll be an item 29. Execute.
And there's the volcano in the distance. What should I name this volcano? Comment if you want to name it. Whoever, I don't know. I have like 8 subscribers, but whoever wants to, I don't know, name the volcano, it's yours. Just getting some screenshots for the thumbnail. Yeah. So now I've got a bunch of science experiments loaded up from the Breaking Ground expansion, and we're just gonna go on a little road trip up to the top of the volcano. And so I thought this was like a pretty cool challenge because like rovers are so hard to work with in Kerbal Space Program. But with all the weight that I've got on this thing on the underside of the rover, it's actually not too bad. And I think this mission only took me like about 4 hours in total. So
not too bad. But it did take me lots of tries to get up and down the volcano, of course. I should just take a minute to say the textures on this moon are awesome. So sometimes I just stop for a little bit to do a quick save. You have to come to a full stop in a rover to do a quick save. This volcano is pretty tall. I think it's like 2.5 kilometers high. Pretty cool.
Okay, Dan, we copy all that.
And so I just had to activate my little thruster engine on the back here. It gets pretty steep at some parts, so I just strapped a little rocket thruster on the back of my rover here, just to help with some really steep parts, give us a little bit of an extra little boost. Which ended up being super necessary. Alright, so you see my temperature gauge is going crazy. This volcano, for some reason, is way hotter than the other ones. I did a test drive of the mission with the volcano and I didn't explode. But what I ended up doing for this mission is I would always explode when I got too close to the opening. It didn't do that on all the other volcanoes, though. I did another test mission where I got close to a volcano and it worked fine. But we're just going to pretend that we have like high-tech heat-treated suits and all our parts are super heat resistant. Yeah, and I just turned off like the heating limits just for while we're at the top here, just to make things more fun. And now I'm just grabbing all the cargo, the science equipment's going to set up our thermoelectric generator, our seismometer. That'll be really useful for a volcano. Our goo observer. I think this is like an ionographer or something. I don't even know. I actually don't know how to use these. I'm just setting it up as kind of like constraints for the challenge. Yeah, here we are. There's the volcano. Pretty crazy. You can pause and read these little science readouts. Just gonna take a little look around here. And there's actually another volcano just over there to the left of where my camera is. Right over. I keep panning away from it. There it is. There it is. Way over in the distance there. They're all over the place. You can see the black hole, Kcalbeloh, in the distance there in the sky. And that's Sarah above us. This planet's tidally locked to Sarah, so the planet will always remain on the same position in the moon sky. So the same side of Dipuc always faces the planet Sarah.
That call tells the crew to press on even if two-man engine shut down early. 7 minutes, 5 seconds elapsed. Velocity 17,000 feet.
And look at those textures.
Altitude
Pretty crazy.
58 nautical miles. Downrange 459 nautical miles.
Now we're gonna go back. Whoa. Going crazy for the first one. Crazy that I landed that. But yeah. We're about to wipe out. You know, I had to do it just to see. I put a rocket on there just to see that. Okay, we'll try to make our way back for real now. So yeah, so like going down a super steep hill like this, it's really hard because your wheels are super slippery usually in Kerbal Space Program. What I did is I just turned the friction control really high on my back wheels, and it seemed to work pretty well. I could come to a stop even on an incline, so I could like make periodic like quick saves. Yeah, and I'm almost just like riding the brake the whole time. But yeah, we ended up being all right, looks like. That was close. Whoa. Looks like I've almost made it all the way down. I think we did it. I think we're at the base of the volcano. That was a crazy little drive there. So I just set my my lander as my target, and I'm just driving towards the target icon there on my nav ball. I have no idea how far away it is. Usually like a little target, even on like your game screen, showing like your distance will show up, but it wasn't showing up for some reason. So I'm just pointing towards my target and just driving over until I run into it. But yeah, I'm really happy with how the rover turned out. This is like a perfect like mission for a rover. You drive up to and like between all the volcanoes on this moon. It's pretty cool. There it is, right where we left it. I'll grab a screenshot real quick for the family photo album. You know how it is. Some more signs. Getting ready to get out of here. Back up to the mothership. Just gotta plant a flag real quick. Gotta get in this little container there. Set as my target. I'm ready to take off. It's a 2-stage lander and ascent vehicle. It's About to do a separation. And look, you can see volcanoes all over the place. Pretty cool. Let's turn the turbo mode on the computer I'm playing this on with. So I don't actually have a pilot on my lander vehicle, so we're going to use the mothership to do a rendezvous. So just matching my inclination, setting up an encounter. Looks like we have one in one orbit, which is cool. There we go. Got a really close separation. Just slowing down, doing a little burn to get rid of our relative velocity. Have our nav ball set to target. Burning towards the target. Standard docking procedure. And there it is in the distance there. Okay. Just gonna get back on the mothership here with a little spacewalk. And we'll get out of here.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Just doing a little burn to leave the moon's sphere of influence. And then we'll have to do some maneuvers to set up an encounter with the wormhole. So I'm gonna have to do an inclination adjustment at the ascending node or descending node or whatever. And then we should be able to get an encounter on the next orbit after this maneuver. Or maybe the next few orbits. Okay, there we go. Just got to lower my periapsis under 30 kilometers. Should intersect in just a quarter of an orbit. There it is. Pass through. And now we're all the way back in the Kerbal system. Go into the tracking station and find it again. So I'm on this weird weird eccentric orbit around the wormhole, so I just gotta exit that before I fall back into it. Then I should be in orbit around Sarnus, and then I should be able to exit Sarnus's sphere of influence in a retrograde direction, which will lower my periapsis on the other side of the sun to intersect Kerbin's orbital path, and then I'll be able to set up an encounter and I'll be home. Just gotta burn retrograde to lower my periapsis down. Set Kerbin as my target. Just do a stage separation. We're in our final stage of the interplanetary vehicle. Doing an inclination adjustment maneuver. Okay, and then I'm just trying to set up an encounter. We should be able to get one within one solar orbit. And looks like we got that encounter. Just got to do a little burn, then wait one more time around, and then we'll be back. There we go. Have it set up on our next flyby. And I'm just setting it up so I'll pass through the atmosphere at like 30,000 meters. Time warped a little bit too far. And there it is, back home. Looks like we only ended up using about half our delta V, which is crazy. Just doing our re-entry. Coming in really hot, all the way from Sarnus. And that's chutes deployed. Looking like a mission success. But yeah, if you guys like the video, let me know.